So I was watching this video that had this graphics card in it. And I was like, that looks really cool. And then I got up and I went to walk out of my room. I swear to God, I think today I'll let my intrusive thoughts win. Back with some freaking wire cutters. Now, the last thing you want to see next to a $500 graphics card is probably wire cutters. I'm going to strap two case fans to my RTX 3080 and see what happens. But there are probably other ways of making your graphics card look cool. Maybe with PowerColor Red Devil 7900 series beefy graphics cards can look even cooler with custom backplates. With the awesome looking generative and intrusive backplates, you can customize your GPU to your heart's content. And it's never been so gosh darn easy. These things have magnets on them. These backplates are available at any of your favorite shops. And if you're interested, go ahead and check the link in the description, along with other products on PowerColor's website, like this mouse pad that looks really cool. Huge thanks to PowerColor for sponsoring this video, and let's get right back into it. If you couldn't really tell by this point in time, I really had no plan in going into this. I'm just gonna do this, and then we're gonna stick that through there. And bada bing, bada boom. I just knew that I was going to need zip ties and a couple of case fans. This particular RTX 3080 model was a pain to mod. It won't be able to sit on this little piece here, which will make it kind of unsteady. There are these stupid posts that stick up that normally hold up the original shroud for the cooler, and that ends up with the fans being at like this weird angle, or only in a case where I can put it in certain positions. Yeah, the best that we can do is kind of like put it like that. And it was pretty quick when I was doing this that I realized that my RTX 3080 was not going to look nearly as cool as Iceberg Tech's 1080 Ti did with his mod. That kind of got in my head a little bit. It's not going to be elegant. I wanted it to be flat. Probably going to look a little wobbly. So I was originally going to put this fan a little bit more to the left because it's a little bit easier to mount in that position. I don't think we're going to be able to cover this. That's one of my fears. So I decided to move the one on the left a little bit more center, so to be more on the GPU die. If I could get this over a little bit more to this side, we want to get it around there. And problems like this is what I didn't realize I was going to run into when I was working on this modification from RTX 3080. If there's gaps between your fans, it means that they don't have a lot of pressure. They don't have a good seal around them. Part of what makes fans effective is how much pressure of air they can deliver through the cooler. So I was struggling to get these things to work. And when I moved on to the other fan, I swear to God, it was playing games with me. That was particularly kind of difficult because of the tabs that stick up. So I think I need to zip tie this side down first so that this other side stops acting up so much. And at that point, I was just getting regrets of doing this on the RTX 3080 in general, because there's just no way with a cooler that's looking like this, I can hold it by the fans. I mean, they're strong enough. This just seems so freaking stupid. Question, what would you do if you bought a graphics card on eBay and somebody sent you this thing in the mail? But the jankiness of the cooler itself is just the beginning of the issues, because if you thought you could just plug this graphics card into the computer and just expect everything to work properly, you must be freaking ignorant. Okay, nothing can be easy out here. These fans also need to have power running to them. Typically, when you have a graphics card, the fans on it just plug straight into the graphics card, and the graphics card itself controls how fast the fans spin as it ramps up power and temperature and stuff like that. Now we have to power these fans manually. So what I had to do is hook these new spinny boys up to one of my motherboard headers, and that basically treats the fans on the GPU itself like they're case fans. And I actually surprised myself when I hit the power button to my PC and it actually turned on and booted into Windows. There we go, baby. Wow, I didn't break it. This has just gotta be one of the stupidest things I've ever done. And once I hopped into Windows, the first thing I did, because we need to control those fans because the GPU itself isn't controlling it anymore, they actually don't care. Your card could just overheat and explode and you could just not have the fans on. It wouldn't do anything about it. So in order to control these fans, I got a software called Fan Control. Jay did a very good video on this, but all I did was just take the fans that are strapped onto my GPU and just maxed them out at 1800 RPM. Once I did that, I was kind of impressed. You know, I went and I checked the temperatures, and idling, sitting doing nothing on my computer, this card was only in the 20 degrees. That's some kind of area. But then I kind of realized that, you know, the 20s for a card that has its fans on doing nothing in the PC isn't that impressive. When most cards nowadays with their stock coolers, their fans don't even turn on when they're idling, and they're usually under 40 degrees. With that though, let's compare this modified cooler to the original Asus TUF RTX 3080 fans. And I feel like the best way to start this off is to run them both at 1800 RPM. So that's the max speed of the custom cooler, 72% fan speed on the Asus TUF model. Now the stock cooler, when just standing still in RE4 on the RT preset, 1440p native for about 10 minutes. I had the side panel off of the case, came in at a chilly 66 degrees on the core and 76 degrees on the hotspot. But 66 degrees on the core is really cool. And that is some massive shoes to fill with a modified cooler. Like, how do you even beat that? The thing is awesome. This Frankenstein creation put up a fight, but ultimately it ran a few degrees hotter than the original cooler across the board. But maybe the noise profile, like maybe it won't be as loud as the original Asus TUF cooler. So I measured the noise of the PC about 10 inches away just with an app on my phone. I know it's not the most scientific thing in the world, but we trying out here, okay? And I also use MSI Combustor in order to put a synthetic load on the GPU to try to minimize the noise from the heat that the CPU would be generating. And the stock cooler, when running an MSI Combustor for about 10 minutes, came in at 42.4 dB, which is a noticeable amount of noise, but it's not all that loud. Whereas the janky cooler was actually louder than the original one. That's just disappointing. I was hoping at the very least the janky one was going to be quieter, but you guys can tell with the noise for yourself. Then I decided to take the original cooler and just set it to the default fan curve. So what fans would automatically spin up to on your GPU to keep itself cool. This made the gap even larger between this modified one. And honestly, when it came to noise, it didn't even run that much louder than the modified one. It was just disappointing when it came down to it. And the same story applied when I put an overclock on these cards. I wanted to see how much heat they could handle. Again, the same thing applied when I put the side panel on my case as well. I was hoping that maybe if you restrict the airflow to it, maybe the modified cooler with the two case fans on it might do better. But no, it just kept getting worse and worse for the modified card. And I'm like, honestly, at this point, I'm like starting to lose faith if it was ever worth doing something like this in general. I guess this really was just a stupid idea to ever take apart the Asus TUF cooler. I mean, not only does it look ugly, but it doesn't even perform better or quieter or anything. Like, what is the point of this? You know, that's when I kind of had my aha moment. Like, if I'm being completely honest with this entire situation, all things considered, this mod that looks this weird and janky and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, guys. But this thing still put up competitive numbers with the Asus TUF model. And that card's hard to compete with when it comes down to it. That's what also made me think, like, it wasn't that loud. The temperatures were pretty decent. And if you had a different cooler on your graphics card that especially didn't have these stupid posts that stick up and don't allow fans to make full contact with the GPU cooler, then you might get better results in this. And you might not have a cooler that performs as well as the Asus TUF one. In certain cases, strapping these case fans on your GPU might not be all that bad of an idea. Also, it was pretty fun to do. I don't know why. I must be a masochist or something. All right. Oh my god, this is so terrible. It is to note that, yeah, you could risk breaking your graphics card with this, but it's decently hard too. The Asus Tough model was actually a little bit more difficult to get the shroud off of than probably some other coolers. Also, just taking off the shroud and fans of your graphics card usually doesn't void any warranties. So if you wanted to try this to see if you could get a quieter cooler, not all that bad of an option. And you might be able to get to look better than what I was able to do in my case. I swear it's not a skill issue, okay? This card is just super hard to mod. I don't recommend doing it on this one specifically. Let me know if you tried it and let me know if it worked. I'm really curious. I've never tried mods and I was just having a funny, goofy time. As you can tell, I am not at my normal setup. I'm actually using a Shure SM58 and just sitting at a desk at an Airbnb right now. And that's because I'm out of town. I'll be back in town sometime relatively soon, and I'll be back to more regularly scheduled videos. But the videos are going to be a little bit slow here. I'm trying to get this out, but hopefully like the quality of this wasn't bad or anything. I tried my best. So hopefully it's pretty decent and we'll be back at the regular setup. But that's going to be it for me though. I hope you enjoyed this little experiment and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.